During the
Let
show,
me go to
the stream live.
let me go to Facebook. It is saying that we are live, but I want to go to Facebook to make sure that I see that we are live. So
Okay, I guess I can do that too, maybe.
yeah, you
Okay.
should. You should be able
Okay.
to see it. Okay, Um, let's see. Yep, we are live. We are live. So let me edit this privacy real quick to public. Okay.
Oh yeah, I see me. Oh, that's nice. Okay, I did it right.
now, now I
Okay.
need you to come back on.
All
Yep,
right.
there you go.
Can we still tag? I guess I didn't tag. I
You
guess
should.
still fit.
You can tag. It's on your wall, but you should still be able to tag. So
I don't
let's
see
do
it,
this.
but I.
Hey y'all, hey. It is your girl, Lady Tennille,
And Lady Leah.
and we are Wife and Wisdom. So we are
Yes.
coming to y'all. Y'all don't laugh at us, okay? Y'all know last week when we came on, we were in the same place at the same time, okay?
Wow.
So now
Wow.
we got some technological things that we working out. So y'all just go with us. But how you doing, Miss Leah?
Doing good. Doing good. What a day, but it's been a good day.
That's it.
Yeah.
And we will not
Yeah.
complain. We will not
Right.
complain. And so, look, y'all, Wife and Wisdom is a show that brings you wisdom from a wife's perspective. So, whether you are looking to get married, you done got married, or you wondering why you are married, this is the show for you, right? Like, we are two married women with over 54 years of marital experience, and we are not marital counselors. We are not telling you we're counselors. What we
Right.
are women who understand the hardships of marriage, and we enjoy trying to help others in this endeavor. We are very transparent, and so we ask for you to kind of use us as a resource. And so this is now becoming an official thing, right, Leah?
Yeah, I know. I am so excited. Oh my gosh.
That part. That part. So
Yes.
we are going to be live, y'all, every Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Basically 8
Central.
p.m.
Yes.
Right. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And so we ask that you guys be sure to say hello as you log in. Say hello so that way we can see that you're watching. We know that you're watching.
Yes.
If you have a question, make sure that you put it in the comment section, and then like and share the video and tag
Yes.
somebody. If you know a wife, you know a young lady that's looking to get married, you know somebody that's done got divorced or having a hardship, tag them in this broadcast. So, Leah, what we gonna talk about
Now,
tonight?
what could we talk about? Now we can do a recap from last night.
Let's start there. Let's start there.
We can
You go
start
ahead.
there and then we'll work our way out. All right. I mean, like you
Absolutely.
said, we I mean, it was so like I'm sort of speechless because we already knew that God was already in this. And then
Yep.
the beautiful thing about it, the women that came, it seemed like the connection was already there. I mean,
Yep.
pretty much we did introduce ourselves, blah, 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 blah. But you can feel the energy. You can feel that these women was looking for answers. I mean,
Yeah.
I even cried and I don't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So you could tell God's anointing was there. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that it was awesome. And with it, so that you guys know, so with Wife and Wisdom, we are not just a podcast, but we are also like a group. So if you are wanting to join the group, I still have the
Yes.
public group. So this is, sorry guys, this is for women only. But again, you have to be a wife to be a member of Wife and Wisdom. And so you can go over to that Facebook group, and matter of fact, I probably should put it in the chat. Hey, Miss Shawan, but I'm going to put the name of the Facebook group in the chat so that way, if you guys are not already part of the group, that you can go ahead and you can join the group. And so, what we end up doing, we are in Chicago, and we just
Mhm.
had a meet and greet. So everything that we've planned, to your point, Leah, God has already done more than what we thought. When we
Yeah.
went live last week, we thought we
Yeah.
thought we was just gonna come on and tell y'all we thought we was gonna make an announcement. We just thought we was gonna come on and say, "Hey, y'all, hey,
Right.
we gonna do a quick little meetup, just a
Right.
meeting." That's what we thought it was gonna be.
That's
So
what
it
we
went
thought.
from a quick, "Hey, y'all, hey," till we was on for almost 2 hours.
2 hours. And we got over 1,000 views. I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah, this was totally
That's the
unplanned,
part.
right? And then the meetup was really it was kind of last minute because we were letting
It
everybody
was.
know kind of that Monday that okay, next Tuesday. I'm sorry, we let them know Tuesday that on this past Monday you all could come to this meetup. And like you said, God just showed up and showed out. And I just believe that everybody who was supposed to be there was there.
Was there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the young ladies, she was saying, because I talked to her after it was over, and she
Okay.
said, I forgot to tell you this. She loved the skit. She's like, that was her favorite part of the whole thing. She's like, every time, can we have a skit? And she started giving me different scenarios. And what's funny,
Okay.
Leah came up with this guy. So, like, what we initially thought, and this is why it's so important to allow God to have his way. Like, you can have your plan, but be ready to pivot whenever the spirit comes in. So me and
Right.
Leah, we both first ladies, so we know how to plan stuff. We know how
Right.
to do
Right.
stuff.
Right.
So we had our own expectation. We was like, okay, so you take this first hour, I'll take the second hour, and we never
We
got
didn't
to the
know we
second.
go. We didn't never know. No, we did not. No, we did not. We didn't even get to the questions hardly in the bag because it was just so it was just like that, and that's the good thing about it. I love the unexpected, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. And I think one of my favorite parts to know that we had, I'm going to call her a young woman that was 69 years old in the midst. Do you
Oh
understand? Like
yeah. I
that
mean,
blessed me so much
that's
because
big.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like because when people get to a certain place, it just lets you know that you're never too old to learn.
Right.
And she even said like it blessed her to be in the midst of an environment of women and seeing them get along, seeing them pour into each
Up
other.
that
You see
part.
what I'm saying? Talk about
Hmm.
that, Leah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because when you are in a group of women, period, I mean, there's always some prejudgment already.
Yep,
Already know who I'm gonna sit by. I already know I'm not gonna do this and I'm not gonna do that. But I'm
yep,
telling you, it was just so different, just like we call her auntie. I mean, it
yep,
was so different. It was just
yep,
different women. I mean,
yep,
we had all ages and I mean, that was the magnificent thing about it, that everybody was different. But
yep.
look, we all had some of the same problems,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which is a good thing. And one of the
It's a
ladies
great
said,
thing.
yeah, and she was saying, I mean, I think she was saying, like, she thought like the pretty ones, something like that. I'm
Yeah.
like, never had hunty. I mean, I do call
Mhm,
myself pretty, but I mean, pretty ones
mhm,
have problems. You know
mhm,
what I'm saying? So, I
mhm,
mean, nobody's exempt. As my dad says, nobody, I don't care who you are, you're not going to be
mhm,
exempt from problems because it's
mhm,
just life. And the
mhm.
enemy, that's what he does. So, we just have to be prepared. And I'm still trying to prepare myself and try and calm down and, approach things differently. I mean, but sometimes when you
Absolutely.
do that, I mean, sometimes it still go left. So what do you do? You see what I'm
Yep,
saying? It's
yep,
just life.
absolutely,
You plan on doing
absolutely.
this, you plan on saying I'm gonna do this, but still something pop off.
And that's like you said, that's really in a nutshell, that is life in a nutshell. Like you
Yeah,
don't ever know what's going to happen, and you just have to be able to pivot as it goes, like
I guess,
however
yeah.
whatever comes your way, you got to be able to just like pivot as
Right.
life happens. And I'm just like I say, for me, I was floored with what happened yesterday, with what all God did yesterday, how he showed up. And it was again, when you move by the spirit, when you move through obedience,
Right.
for me, that's really the lesson. Like when you move through obedience, that God will show up. He will, you just have to do your part, and
Mhm.
he's going to do the rest. And so
Yeah.
I was so excited. What was your favorite part of last night? Like we're kind of giving them a recap of what happened, but looking
Yeah.
back now, What was your favorite part?
I think my favorite part was just hearing different stories. I mean,
Mhm.
there were some stories I was like, you would never think they went through that.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, my goodness. I mean, you talking about expecting something unexpected. I'm thinking we're just gonna have a normal women's rap, talk about
Mhm.
whatever, but this stuff was deep.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was deep. So that was
Yeah.
my favorite part, hearing different stories. But then you can relate.
Mhm. Because I think too is like you say, you don't always know what people are going through,
Right.
and I think that it says something about the atmosphere that we were able to create, that people felt comfortable being vulnerable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Think that
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
important as well. And so, if you guys are just now tuning in, we're just kind of doing the Wife and Wisdom recap. I think that's kind of what it
Yeah.
boils
There
down
we go.
to.
But
We
pretty
want
much, yeah.
Yeah, we want to just welcome you guys on to know that you can kind of set your clocks now every Tuesday at 8 p.m. We made executive decisions, y'all. But we really made the executive decisions because y'all spoke and we listened. When
Yeah.
we started, we didn't know that we were going to be doing a podcast. But y'all kind of liked what we were doing. And so
Hmm.
we want to make sure that we're here, because at the end of the day, as long as you're helping somebody, you're doing your job. And so, to those of you who are joining in, I'm gonna go on my end and you'll go on your end, Leah. But I
Okay.
defensively give some major shout outs to Shawan, to Tanya, to David, and Martin. Thank you guys for tuning in. And then, Leah, who do you have on your page?
Let's see. Nobody yet because I don't even think I tagged anybody.
Uh oh. Well, you know what? It's
Can you
okay.
still see me?
I can't see you, but I can
Okay.
hear you though. I can hear you, so it's all right. But go ahead, and because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually look from my page to see if it's on your page. And again, y'all don't laugh at us. This is our first time doing this because moving forward, what we said we was gonna do. Yes, I'm on your page. I am.
Okay.
So it's live on your page. Um,
Right.
we just got just if you want to tag some folks, but like I say, y'all don't laugh at us because normally we are going to be together. We're normally going to be broadcasting in the same place and space like we did last week, but
Hmm.
we coming up to Thanksgiving, y'all. So, we both are mamas and, got responsibilities. And on top of that, Leah's a whole baker. She do all of this type of stuff. So why don't you talk about that, Leah? Like once you get situated, tell us what you're doing in preparation of the holiday and all of that type of stuff. What you got going on?
Okay. And I see my dad from Florida on there, my girl Kenyatta. So I did see two. I have to
Right.
tag. But anyway, yeah, I am a baker, very surprisingly, because I don't bake, I cook. So I just got some orders in. So once I'm off here, I gotta bake. So I do the peach cobbler, the sweet potato pie, the apple
No.
cobbler, pecan cobbler, banana pudding.
Talk
Um,
on.
Yes, and like I can't get these 15 pounds off, Lord Jesus. Lord, okay. And we
15
always
pounds
eating at
out.
work. I mean, I can't. But anyway, that's what I'm doing right now. So get y'all orders in, y'all. You still got one day. One day, and I
Absolutely.
am delivering. I deliver as well. So yeah.
That's what's up. And
Yeah.
so again, hey Miss Michelle that just came on into Vincent. Hello to all of y'all. So here's you know what are you guys, those of you who are watching, what are you all doing for the holiday? Put it in the comment
Yeah.
section for us. What do you do for the holiday? So Leah, we know that you're baking in preparation, but how do you actually spend your Thanksgiving? What does Thanksgiving look like for your household?
Basically the family always come to our home, looks like every year. So
Okay.
very intimate. So it's just really the kids, of course, London, Leah, and we do games. We silly too. We got the funny side off our dad's side. So yeah, we do games. We do charades, stuff like that. So yeah, how was your day?
Well, look, Christmas is my holiday, so
Oh, that's
Thanksgiving
your
I'm
holiday,
gonna be
Christmas. Okay.
missing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I am normally the one who everybody comes over for Christmas, but for Thanksgiving,
Mm-hmm.
the last
Mm-hmm.
couple years, we've kind of incorporated my aunt in the mix. So we always will go to my
Oh,
sister-in-law's house, but
okay.
now we will go to, matter of fact, hold on, let me rewind, put on my first lady hat to say that we actually do an hour of power service on Thanksgiving. So on
Oh,
Thanksgiving Day,
nice.
we're in
Okay.
church from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. So just in case anybody is in Chicago and y'all want to come through first thing in the morning before you get your eat on, we get our praise on. And then from
Yes.
there,
Yes.
we go to my aunt's house. And then from there, we finish up at my sister-in-law's house. So it's just like a lot of different family and just being grateful for family. Michelle says
Mm-hmm.
no cooking for her this year because she is in Arizona visiting her parents.
Okay.
So
All
you know what?
right.
Those of you who are on, and I should have said this at first, I forgot. Y'all let us know where you're watching from. Let us know like what city, state that you are
Yeah.
watching from. Because one of the things that we were saying that we're looking to do, or that we are open, we'll say it like this, that we're open to doing.
Right.
We didn't even know what it was going to be, but last week,
Mm-mm.
again, we had so many people that tuned in, and there was one young lady in particular that was like, oh, y'all got to come to Indiana, and that just blew our minds
Oh,
because
yeah.
we were like, are you? It wasn't even something that we were thinking. And when the
Thinking,
Bible
right.
says that He'll do exceeding abundantly
Wonder-
above
mhm.
all,
That we can
like
ask. Yes.
absolutely, absolutely. And so, like I say, we wanted to come on this week. This probably will be a shorter week. Like we just want to jump on to do a quick recap. We
Yeah.
wanted to let you all know what you can expect. So typically we're gonna be on Tuesdays. It's gonna be one Tuesday I know we're gonna miss because I'm not gonna be here, Leah. Like we talking about wife and wisdom.
What Tuesday is that?
So the first week in December, my
Okay.
anniversary is
Oh
December
yeah.
6th.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
So I got to be a wife on that, and,
You
and
gotta
I
be
ain't
a wife.
gonna be
Gotta have
here.
some wife and wisdom, baby.
I got to have some. Man, listen, it's been
Right.
22 years.
Okay.
I ain't got no wife and wisdom, and
Baby bye.
listen. I'm trying to stay a wife. So
I know,
I got to
right?
know when
Okay.
to push pause. So that first Tuesday in December, we won't be live, guys, but we will be here next week. And again, what wife and wisdom is going to allow you the opportunity to do. Every month we decided after last night, and it wasn't just us that decided. I think the room decided
The
for
room decided, yeah, of
the
course.
room decided for us that, oh, this has to be monthly, because me and Leah were initially thinking we might do something maybe once a quarter, and we knew we
Right.
wanted to do a conference, but the room kind of spoke and they were like,
Hmm.
no, you got to
Yeah.
bring this back. How did that make you feel, Leah?
Oh man, it felt like, yeah, we were in, first off, we were in ministry.
Yeah.
Secondly, is that we knew that, I mean, it was the will of God because they wanted more. And
Yeah.
usually when people are not interested, they'll let you know by body language, or okay, you could tell by their face they bored or whatever. But I'm telling you, we, like you said, we were there what, 2 hours? We weren't supposed to be there that
Yeah,
long.
yeah, we
I'm
probably
like,
was there
what we about
three
10:30
because
ish,
it,
11? We
it's
started
supposed,
what, at
right,
eight,
it's supposed to have
7:30?
ended. We
Started at
started at
7:30.
7:30, and I think
Almost
we didn't
11.
leave out until, yeah, it was close to 11.
Yeah.
And we had to listen, y'all. You ain't gotta go home. The folks got to get up in the morning. So, but it's such a great. That's just a great feeling though, to
Yeah,
be
it
able to
is.
have that,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and just be that resource. And so, y'all, if you all want more wife and wisdom, you're gonna get it. And
Mhm.
and here's the thing, again, we want you to know to tag some people. There are a lot of women out here, and you don't even realize that they might be struggling. They might have various issues. And for the women who are watching, like, we get it. We are not those deep church going folks that, all we gonna do is just like quote you the
Right. And go pray somewhere. And
Yeah, yeah, your basic
no.
scriptures. Nah, we gonna get
Mm-mm.
real with you. You know, we're gonna
Yeah.
because that was one of the things I think too that kept coming up. Like nobody teaches you how to be married. Nobody
Right.
says, nobody tells you that, oh, these are gonna be some of the hardships that you encounter, or these are gonna be some of the problems that you face, or so that when you start hitting those things, you actually think that you've done something wrong, or you don't know what's going on. And so that's really what we're looking to do, is to
Right.
open up that environment for conversation. To number one, let you know you're not alone,
You're not.
and then
Mm-hmm.
to offer the opportunity to get solutions and to have comfort, so because I think community is important. What about you,
Yeah.
Leah?
Yeah, community is very important. I was just reminiscing, like in the very beginning of my marriage. I mean, you just don't understand things. You sort of go with the flow, and if the flow don't flow, then you go. If that make any sense, because there was a time, shoot, I let you in my house, shoot, I was gone, and I remember my mom said, "Do not, don't come to my house," and I went to a neighbor across the
See?
house. I'm like, cause there's mom house, but it was a neighbor that loved me so
Yeah.
much, and she let me in. She let me and China in, and this
Wow.
was, ooh, I know, right? And she was like,
Hmm.
okay, I'm gonna let you just one night now. I get it, one
Hmm.
night, but you going back to your husband, cause this is
Hmm.
ridiculous. Y'all just had some kind of misunderstanding. So, and my mom never knew I was at my neighbor's house.
Hmm.
Yes, I mean it was shoot. I mean, but it didn't have to be like that.
Yeah.
So we have to get, and I mean, like we said, we have to get insight. We don't
Yeah.
have to run. We don't have to go. We can,
Yeah.
I mean, if you upset and mad, okay, so what?
Yep.
Get glad. I mean,
Yep.
it's a lot of ways you can really fix a problem on your own. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's just common sense. You ain't even got to pray about it. God
Yeah.
already gave us common sense. Use
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And sometimes it's having to be willing to be mature, because we
Yeah,
talked
there you
about
go.
pettiness.
Yeah,
We talked about pettiness in relationships. And,
yep,
and so that's what I'm saying, y'all. Like we ain't doing the Liz, one of her favorite sayings, we're out the box. So it's not
yeah.
just, we're not just talking to you like what you go. Because first of all, if we be honest, most churches don't even talk about marriage.
No,
And
they
if
don't.
they do, they're not giving you the ability to feel vulnerable to say the actual issues that you're facing,
Right.
because you start trying to bring up one thing and they might give you this look, and then you be like, oh, never mind.
Hmm.
And so
Hmm.
what we're saying again, we not saying that we are counselors. We not saying that we are know-it-alls. We're saying that between the two of us, we have over 50 years of marital experience. So
Right.
we know a thing or two about a thing or two. And are
And
willing
still learning. Yep.
every day,
Every day.
every day,
Well, right. Shoot. Today.
still learning. And so it's not necessarily just that, hey, we're these master teachers, more so than we have found a way to create community. So whether it's the monthly in-person events, whether it is the podcast, like we want for you all to feel comfortable. Like I say, even as you're watching in the
Yeah.
comments, feel free to throw in some questions.
Yeah.
And there might be some things where, if you don't even feel comfortable asking it on the actual podcast, where you can inbox Leah, inbox myself, because it's necessary. Mariah said people need to hear other people being transparent and genuine
Right.
and not sugarcoating anything. Did we
Hmm.
not talk about that yesterday, Leah?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's necessary, because you have a lot of people, like Leah was saying, you go through in marriages, but what we have, so there's a time and a place for everything, right? And so
Right.
the point is, there are times when, because you grew up hearing that whole what goes on in this house stays in this house concept, there
Yeah.
is a time when that's accurate, but it's not all the time. And when you're going through, you don't have to suffer in silence, and
Right.
understand that we are not, just because we are wives, we are not saying that the wives are always right. We are simply saying that a lot of times, because like if guys would listen to if guys will listen to us, then we would try to. But a lot of times, men would prefer to listen to other men. And so, like, as women, what we're doing is just kind of giving some insight, some foresight,
Right.
and some wisdom
Add some wisdom.
as to how to handle certain situations, because we go through so many situations, because even though
So
people
many.
have their own issues, there are some issues that overlap. Like, what's the issue for you, Leah, that comes to mind, where it's like, I'm not the only person that goes through this? What's an issue that you think that is a common issue that, regardless of age or even race, that
Yeah.
marriages face?
I would say, and I'm glad you asked that, is brokenness. I think we
Talk about
really, I think we all hit it last night. Everybody has been broken,
it.
um, come from a broken home, a dysfunctional home. And I always say you don't have to be a product of your environment, but sometimes it's hard to deprogram. It's hard to get all
Mhm,
that hard drive out that you've experienced, that you've seen,
mhm,
that you hear, how you react.
mhm,
Sometimes I'm like, because I would say I ain't gonna never do what my mom, she was a hollerer. And
yeah,
guess what? I holler. And I had to
yeah,
stop that.
yeah,
I had to sort of calm down. I don't have to, holler. But that's
mhm,
what I grew up around, is the
mhm,
hollering part, but the brokenness. I mean, from a broken family, not a I mean, mom's, the first man was great. I have a great, beautiful relationship with my father. And that was a peaceful separation. But once, after that, it's like, whoa, what is, ugh. So the
mhm.
brokenness, what really, I believe that's the commonality of every individual. I believe we meet, because I don't think there's nobody that's going to say they had a perfect. I don't even
Yeah,
believe them. There's
yeah,
something,
yeah,
because
something
it's
wasn't
just
right.
life. I
Yeah,
don't care
yeah.
what it is. There's some kind of brokenness there.
Yeah, yeah. And so, whether you call it brokenness, whether you call it dysfunctionality,
Yeah,
like, everybody did not grow up with a two-parent household. And even if you grew up with a two-parent household, it wasn't just perfect because you had a mom and a dad, right?
that's
Like,
right.
there were some things, and like Leah said, like, that whole nurture versus nature thing, like, certain characteristics that we adopt is because of what we've seen, so, like, you might not even know that it was in you, but once you get put in a situation, you then find yourself handling the situation the way you saw it being handled,
Right, right,
and we talked about that too. Like, a lot of times, even with the concept of how to nurture your marriage, like, if you grew up and you didn't see your parents working things out, then it's hard for you to just know, oh, I'm supposed to stay here and work it out. Because if
right,
what I saw my mom do, or what I saw my dad do, whichever parent that you kind of look to the most, that's who you're going to pattern after. And so
hmm,
it's so important to have good, positive, strong role models. And even if you don't, you're still without excuse, right?
right,
So, like,
exactly.
once you get married, you still have a job to say, you know what, even though this relationship that I saw may not have been great, maybe I didn't have good relationships before I got into this one, but it's my job to, going back to Leah's point, to make sure that I'm not broken, or make sure that my brokenness doesn't affect this environment in a negative way.
Right, right. I agree. Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
So what we're gonna do now, guys, like, we're basically about to wrap it up, but we'll give you an opportunity, if you want to put a question or something in the comment section. Feel free to put a question in, and we'll address said question.
Yeah.
But we wanted to again come on. This is kind of like your holiday edition of Wife and Wisdom. And so, again, for all the women, if you are not already here, then make sure, and when I say here, I mean if you're not already a part of our group. So if you're not already a part of the Wife and Wisdom Facebook group, let me move over so you can see how I spell it. So that's what it look like. That's what it looks like. So put that in your comments. Go ahead and put that in the search box on Facebook and join
Right.
the Wife and Wisdom group. And so
Yeah.
we'll be in and out of there with some posts and some comments and some encouragement. But
Mm-hmm.
also, like I say, every third Tuesday of the month, we'll have a meetup. And in order to get the location, you have to RSVP with either Leah or myself.
Right.
And so you got the podcast, you got the in-person meetups, you got the Facebook group, and yes, we're working on a conference. And literally,
Yes.
we probably be traveling too. So
Traveling too. Yes.
yeah, so if you guys want for us to bring Wife and Wisdom to your group, whether it is doesn't just have to be a church group. If you got
Mm-mm.
a group of women, well, it could
Right.
be book club, it could be, they got sororities, they got all types of things.
Yes. Book us.
Come on, come on. We will travel. We
Yes, we
listen,
will.
listen. So I'm excited. But
Yeah.
Leah, you want to, because we're gonna go ahead and boil on down because I know you gotta finish with your bacon. But why don't
Okay.
you finish letting people let people know in general how they can contact you? Like, I don't care that we ain't guests, we still gonna let people know how they can contact us and what we got going on that they can be a part of.
Yeah.
So why don't you let them know what you got going on, how they can connect with you, and then leave your final words of wisdom for the night.
Okay. So to add to that, when we do our meet and greets, it ain't nothing like normal. All right. We're gonna have entertainment there. Of course, we'll have food there. And y'all
Yep.
know I am so out the box. So beware.
You've been warned. You've been
Been
warned.
warned. Okay, so don't be coming just to just come. Come expecting, and that's the thing.
Expecting.
Expecting. You gotta expect
Yes.
greatness when you go. When you, I mean, because
Yes.
especially when it comes to a group of women, don't let that intimidate you. You know, because a lot of women, you know how we are sometimes. But we're
Mm,
coming as one. So
yes.
again, you can connect with me at my Facebook page, which is Leah Go Ahead Now, or you can connect me to Lady Leah. My Instagram is at Go Ahead Now, so you can inbox me, and things like that. Yep. All right, Lady Tania.
All righty, ma'am. Well, listen, y'all. I just have my podcast Monday through Friday, educating and empowering you personally, professionally, politically, socially, and spiritually. Tomorrow is actually going to be the last day for me because we are taking Thursday and Friday off to celebrate.
All
But
right.
got what is it? It's not politics. It's principles. And I have a special guest tomorrow, so it will be all new at 2 p.m. if you
Mhm.
all want to join me there. But again, like, it's a lot of stuff going on. Just stay connected with me across social media, whether it is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn,
Yeah, yeah.
Twitter. All of them. All of them. You can find
All of
and
them.
follow me at my name is Tanio. But I just want to thank you. Hey, Miss Michelle. Thank
Oh,
all of y'all so much for tuning in. And y'all do us a favor. Go ahead and like this video and share the
yes, and
video.
share.
Yeah, and I think moving forward, Leah, we're gonna have to do something to get them interested and get them going and interacting and stuff. Because most of the time,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll be next week when we
We'll
come.
probably have some, maybe a question or something. Yeah, to get them more involved. Yeah,
Yeah, we're
'cause
gonna
we
get
got we
y'all.
got a lot of questions. Trust me, we
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
But this is
yeah.
just an introductory. Yeah.
Oh, because you know what we could do? We
What?
might be able, like, the question bag that we didn't get to. What if
Oh
we were to
yeah,
take, what if we were to take some of those questions to the podcast? So,
that would
like,
be great.
I think we could do that too. So next
Mm-hmm.
week, y'all, we gonna actually be in the same place and space. Normally we
Yeah.
will be, but if
Yeah.
life start life and we don't want to take it away from y'all, so we'll just do it like this. But I think maybe next week we pull a question from the bag.
Yeah,
And
because we got a lot of them in there.
yeah, and the questions are anonymous anyway, so we can just
Mm-hmm.
pull the question from the bag and do it that way. But yeah, y'all, we gonna need y'all to be liking and sharing and tag
Yeah.
folks,
Tag
get in
it.
the room.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Mhm.
So I'm good. You good, Leah? You good with
I'm
what this
good.
was?
I'm good. I'm just excited on what God has done and is doing. This is gonna be big. y'all. We are like, as Lady Tennille said, we like the tree, and then she see a whole bunch of branches coming from
Yeah.
this tree. I am so excited, y'all. Y'all better get on board. Cause
So
look,
now,
I don't wait for nobody. I'm finna leave y'all. I don't wait
listen,
no more. I used to wait on folk. I can't do it no more. Can't do it
listen,
no more.
because
So
let
get
me
on
tell
the
you
train
something.
while we in our humble beginnings. Cause
That's it.
trust me,
It's moving.
it's
It's moving and it's
moving.
moving fast. It's moving,
Yes.
moving fast. And here's the thing, like, hey, Elder McGee, you need to have your wife have Lady McGee over here,
Yeah.
get Lady McGee over here. But it's really like Leah said, this is going to be something, and we're not just saying it because we're the ones that's doing it.
Mm-mm.
But this is really going to be a move of God. Like
Yeah.
it's been confirmed in both of our spirits. I can't. He said, no, I can't.
Yes,
I'm
you
trying to be
can. So yeah,
listen.
so she
We
can
trying
tell
to
on you. So she can
listen.
tell on you.
Listen, but it's really, I'm trying to tell y'all, like this is something that God put for both of our spirits. And even as we
Yeah.
were talking about it on the podcast last week when we were in person, like it's like everybody that gets connected to it is just like a fire in them. And this isn't just, like I say, this isn't just for married women, but like we even had women who were not married yet and they were thinking about marriage, and they can benefit from understanding what marriage actually looks like. Because I think one of the things that really also throws people off is you have a particular expectation and you don't understand that it's not realistic, so that once you actually have to deal with it, you're so thrown off, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But again, y'all, we're not gonna hold y'all. We want to thank you all
Mm-mm.
so much
Yeah.
for
Hey,
tuning in.
Edwin, that's the chef. My daddy, Kenyatta.
Hey,
They coming on in now.
you look, ain't that what happened yesterday? We started
All the
at
time.
7.
All
We
the
started at
time.
7, but then
Yes.
folks start coming in
So
at
coming in.
7:30. So
Yep.
look, maybe
Hmm.
we need to have a pre-show, Leah. So we go live at 8 for like
Okay.
30 minutes, or we go live at 7:30 for 30 minutes and give them to 8, or go live at 8 and then we
And
really go
then
live
not
at
at
8.
8:30.
You know, no.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
being so facetious because whoever don't get here ain't here. It go back to what you said. Like the
No.
brain is moving, y'all. And the
Hmm.
older I think it's a life lesson. That's not just a woman lesson. Like so many times in life, we put ourselves, our dreams, so many things on hold because you're waiting for somebody else. And
Hmm.
if God gave
Ooh,
you
that's something key. Yeah.
come on. If God gave
Mhm.
you the vision, then you're the one with the responsibility of actually executing, whether they come or not. Go ahead and speak to that, Leah.
Yeah, that is so good. I mean, you sort of just pricked something because now we probably gonna go for another hour with this one. 'Cause I didn't really understand because when you was talking about the vision,
Yeah,
because we God has we are incubators,
yeah,
and women, oh my gosh, we are so gifted, so talented. I mean, I believe every woman has more than one gift. They just don't know how to tap in to what
yeah,
God has really put in them. So my
yeah.
thing is, I had to learn, because first of all, I had to learn how to be a team player, a partner. But the biggest thing that I really didn't understand, somebody told me this, is that when you're married, you're really helping your husband's vision, not
Mhm.
yours. So I'm like, hold up. No,
Yeah,
I'm not. I know
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah,
too, but God
yeah,
knows my desire. God knows what He has put in me. But
yeah.
then when you think about it, as you're working hand in hand with your
Hmm.
man,
Hmm.
then your vision automatically, effortlessly blossom, if that
Yeah,
makes sense. But
yeah. No,
so
it
you have to put, see, and that's the problem with women. We don't know how to put things in order.
mm-hmm,
We're more like the world than what we really supposed to be. Why? Because society has put it like that. If
mm-hmm,
he ain't gonna do it, and some I get them and say, I'ma do it. You say
mm-hmm,
I ain't gonna wait on it, but
mm-hmm,
most times you gotta wait. Now, I mean,
mm-hmm.
if he ain't gonna nail up, put up a picture, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I ain't talking about nothing like that. We're talking about something bigger than
Yeah,
what we see. And that's
Yeah.
the problem. Once we overstep, and see, in this, we got to teach women how to be. We got to teach them how to know how to do. If that makes
Mhm.
sense, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because it ain't all about us. That's
Mhm.
what I had to learn. It's more
Mhm.
about meeting the husband vision.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
Bible.
Mhm.
That because Adam,
Mhm.
see, we can go deep in this. I know a lot of people ain't gonna agree with this. Adam was here first. Adam
Mhm.
could have did everything on his own, but God, he knew Adam needed some help.
That's right. That's
He
right.
knew this, so because he had to make Eve. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Which was a
Mhm.
beautiful union. But when
Mhm.
woman got beside herself, now
Mhm.
things
Mhm.
began to change, began to just be out of order. And
Mhm.
then here come Adam telling me he blamed too. No, you can't
Mhm.
blame Eve. Blame
Mhm.
yourself because
Mhm.
God gave you the commandment, not
See,
Eve. Come
see,
on now.
see.
Come on, I know
Now,
I'm sparking up something right now, y'all.
listen,
Can I
listen.
get a amen? Oh Lord.
Did I say not only are we both first ladies, but we both evangelists too? So we'll figure it out how to get it in there. We gonna listen, we gonna
So
tie it in
that's right.
naturally and spiritually. Hey, Miss Willeen, because here's the thing, like what you were saying. There is definitively an order to marriage because this is a God ordained entity, right?
Entity. Right.
Institution. And so the thing about it though is we live in a society where they make it almost a bad thing to not be an independent woman, right? And
Oh
so
yeah. Oh
this,
yeah.
the thing about it beyond that is I don't think that in general we're not supposed to be independent. We're actually supposed to be interdependent. And that's even in marriages, so like you said, there is an order to it, and it's not a bad thing. It's not because again, if you're living your marriage according to the Bible, and again, this y'all, we doing this now, but just in general, it's like the fact of the matter is that there is an order. The Bible does say, "Wives, submit yourselves to the husband." So we are supposed to be submissive, and unfortunately, society has made being submissive a bad word, and it's
Right.
not. Like
It's not.
I'll tell you, the only time when it's really kind of bad is just the fact that Mariah say it's just in the girl. Yes, ma'am. But I think the only time that it's a bad thing is if you have a husband with no vision, right? So, like you were talking about
Ooh. Now
how
you
God
talking.
gives us to be the helpmeet to be able to execute our husband's vision. But what
Yes.
happens? What
When
happens
there's no
when
vision.
you have a husband with no vision?
Oh my
And the
gosh.
Bible
That's
talks
good.
about that. So you have to learn how to be able to even pray for your husband and ask that God give him vision and because I don't think, like you said, and then I'm gonna relinquish it because I can see you ready to go. Like it doesn't mean that you as the woman, as the wife, it doesn't mean that you have to like suppress whatever God has given you, because if he's given it to you, then obviously he doesn't want to be like the buried talent. But it is a point where, like you say, there is an order to everything. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So I mean, that's good because I know men that don't have no vision and they married and the wives is like, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And what do a woman do when when the man don't have no vision? What do you do?
Let me tell
That's the
you.
question.
Well,
Uh,
I'm gonna tell you
that,
my answer. My
I know what
answer is
I know what I'm gonna do.
because I'm a pray. And in the meanwhile, because that's the church answer, right? The church answer. We pray.
Right,
And I
pray
ain't
for
saying
for
that's
what?
bad, y'all, because we know the
Uh,
word said prayers of the righteous avail as much. We read that too. But it also said that that you have to do something. Faith without works is dead. So while you're praying, and I think again that, hey, Miss Kena, I think again that's the issue with a lot of marriages, is that we are not taught. Like they always will say pray about it, pray about it, pray about it, but then it's never really any practical advice. So while I'm praying and while I'm waiting for God to answer, what am I doing in the meantime? Now, the
Right.
answer is that sometimes you're doing nothing but waiting for God. That's the honest answer. And sometimes when you are an impatient person, it's hard for you to wait. So you then start leaning to your own understanding, and then
Uh,
that gets
There
things
you
even
go.
worse. But then there are times when God will give you what to do or how to move. So it's like, okay, while you're waiting for your husband to be developed, while you're waiting for your husband to, get whatever get processed or whatever, like you still have to make sure that it's moving forward, right? Like if
Mm,
we look at, and I'm gonna do this real quick, jump in, jump out. If we look at the Adam and Eve example that you gave, right?
right.
Some could look at that and say that Eve, because everybody want to blame Mother Eve as being the downfall, but could it be that Adam didn't catch the vision? God gave him the vision, and instead of him executing, walking in the vision, being in charge of the vision, Eve was like, okay, look, I'm finna take it over. Now it was wrong. It was wrong, but she took it over, but she took it a little bit too far, right? Like
Mm,
because she basically, not basically, she disobeyed what the order was. So now we're out of order. So it's like you can have good intention, but if you are having a good intention but you're being out of order, it's still gonna kind of come out wrong. So this is why you got it pays to not lean to your own understanding, and make sure that you're asking God for direction even when your husband has no vision.
okay. Well, okay. I get it. But on the flip side of
On
that,
the flip side, come on, bring it. Come on.
now I believe Adam knew the vision. I
Okay.
mean, he did what he was supposed to do. But the thing was, when I think Adam was out of his sight, I mean, Eve was out of his sight, which was
Mhm,
whatever. Eve go do whatever. She a woman. It was his responsibility, and he was accountable to say, well, and he could have said, well, God, I'm sorry. I knew
mhm,
I did wrong. And I
mhm,
believe it would have went another way, but he had to blame somebody. See,
mhm,
that's where God, I think, just why you got to blame somebody? It
mhm,
was you.
mhm,
You had a free will. You gave him a free will
mhm,
to say yes or no.
mhm,
Adam, no, he knew the vision,
mhm,
but he got sidetracked. He didn't have to
mhm,
get sidetracked.
mhm,
He didn't
mhm,
have to, but he
mhm,
blamed old Eve. And Eve ain't
mhm,
had nothing to do with
mhm,
his downfall.
mhm.
That's just my thought.
But
Look
listen,
at you.
look, because I'm taking it in. I'm taking it in. No, because here's the thing. Here's the thing, because I'm gonna touch on that and roll with it. So whenever we talk about Adam and Eve, and y'all, we gonna get past that because I promise we just,
No,
this is just
this
what
is
we
just
do.
something, yeah, to get you thinking
We
about.
gonna find something and we gonna, but okay, like I know whenever we talk about Adam and Eve, everybody, because I just taught a Bible class this past Wednesday about basically how God used women in the Bible. And what's so funny is that when I brought up the name Eve, I said, when you think about Eve, what do you think about? It's the first thing that come to mind.
Mm,
Everybody's Bible class, the apple, the apple. She ate the apple. She got tricked. She got deceived. And here was my thing. I said, well, how about let's look at it a different way? How about one thing that you can remember about Eve is that she was the first woman. She was the first mother. She was
hmm.
the first, right?
Yeah,
And but here's the biggest lesson about the bigger lesson to that. Ain't it funny how no matter what other good things that you do, the only thing that typically stay with people is
it's
the
bad.
bad thing that you did. Now,
Amen.
this woman gave birth to 3 children, and when you look at Seth, who through Adam and Eve, you end up getting Noah. But again, we ain't here for Bible class, y'all. I'm sorry, but the point just is that we're going to fall in our
Yeah,
own ways.
in our
We
own way.
all have vices, we all make mistakes. And it's like, how would you feel if no matter what good you did, the only thing that people could remember was the one bad thing you did? Now,
That's
granted, it
just
was
it.
a real bad thing. It was a big, because you know how we gonna do it. Humans gonna say it's a big mistake and little mistake,
Just like
big sin and little sin.
little,
God
right.
just sees that it's wrong. God just sees
Yeah.
that this is will. But the point is, like, the same way that once we mess up and we're over it and we want for other people to be over it and give us grace, it would be so good. Like, I want to be able to talk about Eve one day when the only thing that don't come to mind, and I'm not saying this to you, I'm
Right.
just in general, like, I would love it if people could say she was Adam's wife. She was the first mother. She was, because I think about the first, because we both have multiple children. Listen, when I was being a mama the first time around, I didn't know nothing about what
Hmm.
I was doing. And then
Right.
to have to know how to raise children. Because again, let's look at the whole picture of who Mother Eve was. She wasn't just a
Right.
mama, she was a wife. And
Right.
are we not like that as well? Like, so she was the first one who had to realize how to balance a household. How do
Right.
I be a wife to this man and a mother to these sons and still try to figure out things? And I think that in today's time it's a lot more different. Hey, Miss Sabrina. Hey, Miss Marquita. I think in today's time it's a little bit different because we've been implanted with the idea of being an independent woman. So it's not to say that you can't have it all, but now you just have more on your plate to balance. Go ahead and speak to that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And then you look at women, and some part, I do believe that we are the weaker vessel when it comes to anything, because we're hearers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, we hear, and that's how Eve got caught up. He told her
Mm-hmm.
some things about, and he lied to her. And what woman? Most women love lies.
It can sound
That's
good
a
as long as it sounds
whole
believable.
nother page. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, because
yeah,
all we got to do is hear something
yeah,
that is pleasing to us, especially if we ain't getting something from the opposite. You
yeah,
understand what I'm
yeah,
saying? That's
yeah,
how we are, because we are hearers. Men are visual. They visual. We're hearers. You see what I'm saying?
yeah. Hmm.
So that's the thing. Because if he attacks the weaker vessel, the house is all messed up. First, then it's
Hmm.
all messed up, pretty
Hmm.
much. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because we don't
Hmm.
want as you said, we are protectors of our men. We supposed
Hmm.
to, So,
Hmm.
but like you said, today's woman, they ain't hearing that.
Hmm.
I'm gonna try and do better than you. I'm gonna try. It's a
It's a
competition.
competition.
It's a
Yeah,
comp. Why be a
yeah,
comp? And I used to think like that. And we are team players. We're on the same team. But we
absolutely.
have to be careful, women. What comes in our ears? We
Yeah,
can't we can't intake all that. You can't, because you're gonna
yeah,
go be in your spirit. Then you're gonna be thinking crazy. Like, is he doing that? You gotta, honey, 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 honey. Been there, done that.
yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm
Because
saying?
Yeah, because here's the thing too that connects to that. So when Leah's saying about being hearers, uh, I won't say all women, but many women, if you all were to, because we talked about this last night, if you all were to take the five love languages test, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
have either physical touch, gifts, quality time, acts of service,
Mm-hmm.
and words of affirmation. So many times with women, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's a good percentage of women. Your love language is words of affirmation. So that means
Yes.
as long as a person is saying what sounds good, it speaks to you.
Yep.
Because when we talked about brokenness earlier, there's some brokenness there. So it's like, even if you're lying, because you saying what I need to hear, then I want
Here.
to believe it. Absolutely. And so, and a
Yes.
lot of
Yep.
times, and not again, not with all men, but with some men, physical touch is their love language. So that's how come, like, when they see it, they want to touch it. So that's kind of what we're
Right.
coming from with that. But again, here's where we are. We want for all of you ladies who are on if you are comfortable and you want to go further with us to know more about what Wife and Wisdom is developing into, then we encourage you to go to the Facebook group. Again, I'm gonna move out the way. Y'all see how I spell Wife and Wisdom? So it's like Wife and Wisdom. So
Mhm.
we're encouraging you. The group is still public, and so you can join this Facebook group. We have a podcast, we have a Facebook group, and we have monthly in person
Mhm.
meetups. And so no, do not ask us to go live. We do not go live with the meetups because the
Right.
content is very private. And so every third Tuesday we do our in-person meetups, but the other Tuesdays we will be coming on this podcast, and what we'll be asking you all to do, along with liking, sharing, and tagging, is to throw a comment in the comment section, a question, I should say. Give us a question in the comment section, or you can hit us up individually. You can find Leah on Facebook. She's Leah Go Ahead Now. And then my name is Tennille. But girl, look, you could tell we Kojic. We started
Stop it.
closing
I,
20 minutes ago.
I ain't told you.
We closing for real this time. So for real, this
Unbeliever.
I'm a lecture.
You coaching. I'm a believer. I'm gonna let you have that one.
I can't stand her, but that's why I love her. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So
Oh
y'all
my
look, we
gosh. Oh
both
y'all.
believers. Cause that's
Yep.
the thing. That's for real, for real, for real, for real, for real.
For
That's
real. For
the
real.
thing. You have it's either you believe in God or you don't. And so I would say this too. Anybody who is getting connected to Wife and Wisdom, I do want to put this out here
Oh
because it's
yeah.
the same way with I'm Glad to Be a Woman. Although we are not overtly we don't overtly just talk about the Bible all the time. We both believe in the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. So when we're talking to you all, though we will not have our Bibles open to Second Corinthians, this, and this, again, we're evangelists, so we just know the word and we know how to be able to use it in regular language so that
Yeah.
we can reach people on
Yes.
a
All
basic.
levels. Yeah.
And so if you are what's the word, offended, if we're talking about God, you probably don't want to join Wife and Wisdom. If hearing about Jesus or the Holy Ghost is offensive to you, you don't want to join Wife and Wisdom. And so whereas we will not open the doors of the church, and we won't open the doors of the church, but you're going to hear some talk about how God
Yeah.
saved us or how God delivered us, because when you are in marriage, you don't come in knowing everything. Neither party,
Right.
the husband or the wife, you don't come in. A lot of times, you don't come in knowing nothing about
Nothing.
what this marriage is about to be. So you got pride coming in, you got ego,
Yeah.
you got a lot of different things that it in
Mm-hmm.
many cases is going to take God to put on the decrease. The flesh is going to have to die. It's going to be,
Yeah.
like it's
No
pettiness.
more I, but
Come
you.
on, is we. And you
Yeah.
have to, and some that's a process. Everybody don't
It
just
is.
come in knowing how to turn I into we. And if we be honest, some people don't want to turn I into
Yep.
we. Like
Mm-hmm.
we kind of hit on that yesterday. Like sometimes it's just, hey, I just thought the sex was good. And then
Yeah.
wait, you snore, or you don't like to work. You don't. So now you got to deal with the actual part of being
Wow. That's so good.
married,
Yeah.
you know, so I just want to invite you all to Wife and Wisdom, but do know what you're getting into. Like I say, we may not post frequently in the group, but every week you will see us on this podcast so you can
Mm-hmm.
interact with us here. And every third Tuesday, if you're in Chicago, want to come to Chicago, we have a meetup, and so
Yeah.
we invite you to that. But for real, the final close, I'm gonna let Leah come one more time. This our final close for real. So come on, Leah, with your final Wife and Wisdom for the night.
All right. Well, as Tennille was saying, we are a special group, and I believe the common denominator is healing.
Yeah.
I believe healing. I mean, I'm still in healing process. Tennille is still. I think we all need some healing. You may not be aware, but I believe the young lady was saying once you get in a situation, you know you need some healing in that area. So I think that is what I'm going to take out with this wife and wisdom. It is about the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding of one another. But the ultimate goal is to get deliverance and healed from the wounds and the things that we have experienced throughout our life. So yeah,
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 absolutely. I mean, and that's, just piggybacking off of that, it has to start with you. Even though
yep,
it's me and us, if you are bleeding all over the place, that means you're bleeding
mm,
on your partner, you're cutting your partner, whether you know it or you don't. And so the
yeah,
first and the best way to get a great marriage is to make sure that individually you guys are whole, being able to be humble and put yourself on a decrease to figure out what issues do I have that need to be fixed, and more
mm,
importantly, what issues do I have that's breaking this marriage even more, right? Or before the marriage starts to break, what issues need to be fixed so we don't have to go through this or need to be addressed. And
yes,
so those are some of the things that we plan on doing, is just
yes,
helping each other. We're all, like she said, every day you're learning. We had a lady there last night who was 69 years old, still in the room, still learning.
hmm,
So I don't
yep,
care how old you are. I don't care how long you've been married. There's always a way that you can get better. There's always a way to improve. There's always something to work on. And that's what we at Wife and Wisdom do. So in either case, it's definitely, hold on, let Mariah say that. It is 100, not 50-50. Come on, that's so good, because
that's it.
you don't want to have a person and you don't
Yeah,
want to be half a person. You both want to be whole. And
yeah.
so both of the whole is one, and then God makes the other one. But in either case, guys, we want to thank you all so much for
Thank
tuning in.
y'all.
Set your
Yes.
every Tuesday, 8 p.m. We are going to be coming on live. And again, y'all can hit us up in the inbox if y'all have a particular topic that you all want for us to hit.
Yeah.
And I think what we do is we're going to go to that bag, Leah, and we're going to pull the question out the bag
Yeah.
and let
Yeah.
it be
Yeah.
the topic for the night. But thank you
Yeah.
all so much. You guys have
Yes.
a great Thanksgiving.
Great
And if
day.
yours is the same, we will see you next Tuesday,
It's
8 o'clock.
Tuesday. Ain't right.
With some wife and
Go ahead
wisdom.
now.
With some
Wife
wife
and
and wisdom.
wisdom.
All
Go
right,
ahead now.
y'all.
All right.
Good night.
Bye.